spoiling the whole show. So if you have not watched the whole show, please do not watch this video. But
yes, major spoiler alert. We're talking about the whole show, so major spoiler alert.
The whole show. So if you ain't into it, you better get out. Because this ain't for you, Danny.
So all of us watched 13 Reasons Why, the whole series. It all started with Gracie. Then me and Roger watched it.
Ma'am.
And then Andy here.
I was the one who got everybody into it. Well, I don't even know. Some people hate it, so I can't say it. But I started watching it first because it first started getting popular. And again, it's very controversial. So, let's start.
Let's give each other a rating. If you have 2 ratings, that's fine. Just give me ratings from 1 to 10. Ready? Go.
All right, so I give it
A 9?
a solid 8.
No, I gave it a 9.3.
Wow.
9.3.
And I'm giving it a solid 8.
Okay. My rating, I have to give it 2 ratings. And I'll tell you why later. But number 1 rating, it gets a solid 9. My second rating gets a solid 7.
Okay. I gave it a 9 because I really like this show.
So Roger, our little weirdo outsider here, gave it the highest rating. Interesting. Here's the thing about 13 Reasons Why. It is entertaining. I didn't find it boring.
So she was sports entertained.
I was sports entertained. I thought the characters, or the actors, all the teenagers on the show were, I don't know how old they really are, they did a great job. And it was a good story. However, I feel like they missed the mark on what the message of the show should have been. And regardless of what it ends up saying, it really just feels like Hannah, who's the main character, essentially blames everyone for her death. And I feel like that's wrong because she's making excuses for why she's killing herself. I'm sorry, she's making that decision herself. You can't put that on other people. Like, that's your decision, and now all you're trying to do is guilt trip everyone else. I don't like that.
I'm a piggyback on what Leslie said. I was given 2 reviews. Well, I gave one a 9 and the other one a 7. If I was in the scope of a 13 to 17-year-old guy or girl, this show would be the greatest show on earth. And I agree. I agree with Roger. Why? Because, again, it was a great show. It's a great show for teenagers. But if you take yourself out and legitimately critically analysis and watch the storyline and the plot and everything, this show is all over the place. It's not a suicide show. It's not a suicide prevent. This is the 2 morals of the story. Number 1, rape culture. And number 2, it put the nail in the coffin of the hopeless romantic.
Why do you say that?
Because we go from Clay, and he fell in love with Hannah, but the whole time he was all scared and all like, I don't know if she like me. I don't know if he like me. Let's wait it out. I'm not going to ask her out. He had multiple people trying to ask him to go ask her out. Granted, she was with other guys, but he could have stepped in. At the end of the day, he fell in love and she died.
What do you have to say about that, Gracie?
You can't be a hopeless romantic anymore.
Okay, I don't agree because she wasn't with any other guys.
Okay, can you say why you gave it a 9? Like, why did you give it a 9?
I just really liked the show. I loved all the characters. I liked how essentially we got to maybe live into why she wanted to kill herself. We lived through her whole backstory. We lived through a person who committed suicide. I like that because I know I'm never gonna do that ever. So it's cool to see like what went into her mind and why she wanted to end her life.
But it wasn't even that deep though.
Let's keep it real. Hannah kind of seems like she just killed herself because she was raped. All of the other things that happened on the tape, it sucks that they happened. She felt like she was treated wrong, whatever. It's stuff most normal teenagers go through.
That's what set her over.
But the rape is what actually is the reason why she killed herself, because after the counselor told her you have to move on and she didn't feel like she could, then she decided to take her life, which kind of means that the first 12 tapes are kind of pointless.
I agree 100%. Tapes
okay,
1 through
the problem is
9.
okay. You guys keep looking at this
as if the tapes are actual reasons why she killed herself. If you pay attention to the show, you would realize that's not the case. These are just 13 life stages that led her to
Oh,
this.
because the title of the show is not called
The title of
13
the show is
Reasons
supposed
Why.
to be a play on a teenager that doesn't realize what actually leads her to her suicide. You guys don't comprehend this show as deep as you should. Selena Gomez got in there deep. Even tape 12 or tape 11, she's like, you shouldn't even be on this tape. I'm just doing this to let you know that I wanted you to tell me you loved me. She's telling you right there that these aren't real reasons. Up until then, we think, oh, she's kind of dumb. But no, what happened is she went back home after that traumatic incident and she recorded every little thing that affected her life. That doesn't mean it led to her suicide, but that means it was still hurting her. And that you add that on top of the layer of what just happened, and that's how you get the 13 tapes. The 13 tapes are not why she kills herself. The 13 tapes are why she's feeling the way she is right now. The actual rape.
I agree 100%.
The actual rape is what does it. It's not called 13 Reasons Why I Killed Myself. It's called 13 Reasons Why. So we get to see 13 Reasons Why. She's in that stage right now. This is a cult classic for decades to come. Beautiful show.
The problem is that Hannah even said after she was raped and she was depressed, she started writing down her life, all the crappy things that happened. And when you look at it on paper, I don't want any teenager to look at this show and list out all of the ways they were wronged and think, oh, okay, well then I'm justified in killing myself. In my opinion, you're going through a depression. You need mental help. You need actual maybe medicine or treatment or therapy.
Can I just say, Mr. Porter, the counselor, was the worst counselor I have ever seen.
I agree.
Disagree. I'm sorry, what did you do to help her?
I'm going to say something right now. Okay, here's my problem with that scene. And we're talking about the scene with Mr. Porter. The very last. He was 12. He was tape number 13. The reason why I understand that what he did was at the very end, he could have worded better, he could have said it better, but at the end of the day, I have to piggyback again off of what Leslie said. If you are at your ending line, if you drew the line in the sand and you're ready to jump, okay, and you are looking for anything or anyone to stop you from jumping over that ledge, and the guy who's trying to help you is trying to legitimately pull everything that you've been going through.
He did it.
He did. Yes, he did.
And you could say, okay, granted, maybe he wasn't the best counselor. I'm not advocating for his best counselor, but I am saying he tried the best he could in that situation.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
One meeting with a counselor that's not fair for her to put that whole burden of her death on him. I don't like that. And that's what she's doing with each one of the tapes.
You know what
she's
a
trying
suicide
to
tip
put
line is? You know what a suicide tip line is?
She's trying to put the burden of her death on all these other people, and it's selfish and unfair.
You know what a suicide tip line is? Exactly that. It's a counselor who you talk to on the phone. You don't know anything about suicide. Shut up.
And she didn't call a suicide tip line. No, that's not fair. When you call a suicide tip line, they know that that's what you're thinking. A counselor, he literally had to pull teeth to get her to say anything.
No, he didn't.
With Hannah not giving him a name.
He did not.
Even if you didn't want to give her, even if she didn't want to give him a name, the fact is, at the end of the day, there was nothing he could do because.
No, that's not true. Not true.
He could have called her parents. Why didn't he call her parents? Why didn't he?
End of story. End of story. We're done.
But you have to understand something.
Why did that not cross his mind?
Okay, but you have to understand something.
He just had a student got raped, and he doesn't call the parents? No.
Okay,
he was like,
we don't.
No, he's like, you're going to have to tell me the name, or you're going to have to move on. Worst counselor ever.
Okay, I understand. Again, and he said, it sounds very blunt, but like I'm saying.
No, he sounds like an idiot.
Okay, here's my thing. Hindsight is always 20/20.
It's not hindsight.
Let me get my sentence out. Okay, so Alex we find out he shot himself in the head, right? The whole season, they sprinkled clues that he was also suicidal. And you know what we did? It didn't click in our head. This is a counselor who talks to students all year long. Sometimes they're dramatic, sometimes they're emo. How was he supposed to know she was actually going to kill herself? Maybe he handled it wrong. I don't think he did it the best, but I also don't think he's as awful as everyone seems. He probably didn't think she was going to go out and kill herself. Now, obviously, let me finish. Obviously, now looking back, it's like, well, crap, if you listen to it, it's clear. Just like if you see the poem, oh, it's clear. But no, when you're in the moment, you don't know that someone's going to do that.
No one said that he should have known. No one said that he should have known she was going to kill herself. What I am saying is that when you have a student come and tell you that she got raped, and you're like, give me the name or move on, that's not what happened.
That's not what happened.
You're a terrible person.
By the way, that's not what happened. Let me say this. She did not go in. Hannah did not go in and tell him everything. You know what she did? She kind of went in and she was just like, oh.
Because she got raped. What?
No.
Oh my God.
Let me finish. She was like, and he literally had to be like, what's wrong? What's happening? What are you feeling? Wait, did something happen? Was it at a party? Was it with a boy? He literally had to ask her.
She's a victim.
So she didn't come out. She didn't come out. No,
She's a victim.
But again, he did the best he could. He doesn't know the severity of the situation. All she knows is something happened and she didn't feel comfortable. But again, he doesn't. And if she doesn't want to give him more details than that, I'm sorry. Yeah. In these cases, even though he could have worded it nicely, yeah, you either have to confront what's happening and accuse him, or you have to move on. There's kind of no other choice. And he should have said it nicer.
You're telling a teenager to move on from a
rape?
You are the
but
worst.
This is my problem with that scene, though. If she was at the end of the line and she was wearing her heart on her sleeve, why couldn't she just come up front? She was looking for a reason to live.
She's a victim. Stop blaming her.
Okay, that's fine, Roger. But at the end of the day, if you are at the end of the line of your life, and because she even says it, I waited for him.
Again, you're at the end of your life. You're not thinking. You're blaming the victim.
I'm not blaming the victim. I'm not blaming the victim. I just don't feel like everyone's saying the counselor was horrible. That's not true.
If you tell a 16-year-old student to move on because you can't give me the name because you got raped, you're a terrible counselor. You're a terrible counselor.
It sucks. She never fully come out and even said she was raped. I'm sorry. He kind of had to question her on everything.
He said that someone forced himself upon you. He's a terrible person.
And she kind of was like, I think.
No.
You know what her actual words were? I think so.
She's a victim.
Again, he doesn't know.
But here's the thing. He just let her leave.
Exactly.
Like, how? She didn't call her parents. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything.
Nothing. Not even a little.
Crying. He knew that something was up with her.
You guys are so
callous.
callous.
Something. She let her leave. Like, how does that make sense? How is that?
You realize he probably talks. You know how many conversations he had with Clay, where Clay comes in kind of crying and upset, and then he leaves with that kid who takes pictures with Alex? He has these conversations all the time. Is he supposed to call every single parent? No, he didn't realize the severity of this situation. Again, I get that she was depressed and she's a teenager. It's so frustrating and annoying that Hannah literally decided to put her life in the hands of a stranger, a counselor. Listen, she could have talked to her mother, who loves her, to her father, to Tony. Apparently, we didn't see it, but if her and Tony are such good friends, she could have talked to Tony. She could have called her friend, someone who actually cares about her. Instead, she decides to put her life in the hands of a stranger.
Sometimes talking to the people closest to you is the hardest thing. She still went to what you perceive as an authoritative figure, as a counselor that should be there to help you.
But he doesn't know. He doesn't know that you're feeling suicidal. She never said she was feeling suicidal. She never said she was feeling suicidal.
Also, and you're missing the point. This was their first time they ever met. The last time they talked about college.
Exactly.
And then this is the second time. And she went all
something. Her parents weren't really there for her. They were fighting half the time.
Oh no, you are on crack.
Yes, they were. She couldn't go talk to them because they were busy with the store. They weren't really there for her. She couldn't really feel
so unfair.
Like she could go to them.
I feel like they make it a point to show that her mom, like, talks to her and she was like, oh, Hannah, you're so beautiful. Like, you know, you're like my like, she talks to her. I'm sorry. Just because parents have their own issues does not mean that they're neglecting her. I feel like they've shown so many instances where her dad was there, her mom was there. She never even told them anything that was happening in her life. She was selfish and unfair, and I feel bad because the whole scene where she kills herself was disturbing. But what really got me teary was seeing her mom and her dad find her. That's so not fair to them. They don't deserve for their daughter to not even give them a second thought. She was like, nobody cares about me. Your parents care about you. I guess only the kids at school matter. Your actual parents don't matter because they didn't even she didn't even leave a tape for them to listen to. The kids at school deserve to find out why she killed herself because she wants to make them feel guilty. But she doesn't even give her parents the courtesy of any kind of inclination as to why this happened. That was selfish and really annoying and frustrating on Hannah's part.
It is selfish.
And again, Leslie brought up a good point. This doesn't feel like these are the reasons why I killed myself. This is the reasons why I did it. No, this feels like a 13 reasons why you killed me, and I'm trying to get you back. This feels like a revenge plot.
Yeah, it does.
That's the reason why I did not like this show. It's because I honestly couldn't feel sorry for Hannah. I couldn't. Most of her mistakes.
You're supposed to feel sad for the situation. You guys are so
I'm
focused.
sad for the situation. But again, if you really want me to understand suicide, and you really want me to understand why she did it, I don't feel sorry for her. Instead,
you're supposed to
leave
feel
me
sad
with
for the
bad
situation.
taste in my mouth.
As a teenager, you guys completely forget that your life is school. Like, that's what you focus on. Like, what people think, what you're going to wear in the mornings. It sounds stupid.
Okay, well, we have one teenager on the panel. Is that your life, Gracie?
I mean, kind of. That's part of my life. Part of my life is school.
Morning at 7, you get out like at 2 or 3. That's your whole day. Sometimes you see people at school more than you see your family. Yes, that affects your life a lot. Get over it. That's teenage life.
I agree with Roger saying that. But again, I'm not talking about the reality of what if. I'm talking about the reality that happened to this show. At the end of the day, this show felt like a revenge plot. I'm sorry, it is.
That's the point. She doesn't know what the 13 tapes are of. She's literally just writing everything right after she got raped. She's like, I'm going to write down everything how I'm feeling. It's almost like writing a song. Unfortunately for her, she didn't realize she had depression and she's screwing everything up. Like, they're not 13 reasons why she's killing herself. It's just 13 reasons why she's feeling like
You
this.
completely pulled that out of your butt. She says it at the very beginning. I'm going to tell you all the reasons. And if you're getting a tape, then you were one of the reasons why I killed myself.
And that's why
stupid.
11.
No, that's not
It
true.
changes.
That's not true.
It is true.
Even stupid Tony, who we'll go back to in a minute, who I didn't like.
Tony was great.
Before Clay,
Clay was the greatest.
before Clay hears his tape, Clay's like, "Did I kill Hannah?" And Tony's like, "Yes, we all killed Hannah."
That was a great cliffhanger.
No, that was
good.
We all killed Hannah. And then later, when Clay's talking to the counselor, he's like, we all killed Hannah. So by the end, regardless of what you think, all of the tapes made the people listening to them feel guilty and feel like they were at fault for her killing themselves. And I don't like that message. If someone kills themselves, that's their own decision. Nobody living should feel like it's their fault. Everyone goes through hard times. You can't blame, oh, this one girl was mean to me this one day. Oh, Clay got mad at me this other day. Oh, the counselor wasn't super, like, no. She was messed up.
Yeah, I agree.
She was messed up, and that's why she did it.
The other girl in the coffee shop, she said it best herself. I don't remember the quote.
Yeah, Sky.
High school. What she said? Do you remember her quote?
She said something like, Hannah went through what all of us went through, and we're not all killing ourselves. And then Clay grabbed her arm and was like, oh, but you slit your wrist. But you cut yourself.
The coffee girl.
So again, he treated her like crap and judged her.
Everybody goes to different instances in high school, but at the end of the day, you have to understand it's high school. And her mistakes, granted, mistakes that she made, you can blame it on adolescence, you can blame it on her being a teenager, but they were common sense mistakes. What did she do in school that got bullied? I didn't see her getting bullied at all.
I kind of agree with that. I almost feel like Hannah only noticed the bad times, but she didn't notice, like, when people were nice to her. So, example, she was like, I don't have any friends. I never saw her once try to make a friend. all the people. So Jessica was forced to be her friend because of the counselor, which they made fun of, but she got her friend. But still, Jessica was like the only one she got put with. Courtney started talking to her first, the one who ran over the stop sign.
I don't know her name.
That girl started talking to her first. Everyone starts talking to Hannah first. Do you ever see Hannah even once trying to make conversation with someone in her class and make a friend? Even when Sky, the coffee house girl, tries to talk to her, Hannah blows her off. So when did Hannah ever try to make friends? And then Hannah goes to a party where they chant, Hannah, Hannah. Obviously, she was a little popular because the popular kids are rooting for you. She got asked out all the time, and she had people trying to be her. Yes, she did. She got asked out by like 4 different guys on the show. Some girls go through high school and never get asked out and actually get ignored.
Guys, when they yelled Hannah, Hannah, the only reason why they wanted her there was because of her butt.
Oh, really? You know that? You know that for a fact?
Yes.
You don't know that.
Yes, everybody thought she was a slut. Yes.
She thought, I'm sorry, she thought that everyone thought that of her. You don't know that that's what they were thinking. And that's Hannah's problem.
And putting her on that, and putting her,
Marcus went out with her.
yeah, and putting Best Ass on that, putting Best Ass on that list, it led to Bryce harassing her at the store, and then Bryce going after her at the tub.
I disagree. I feel like Bryce was clearly a creeper, and he probably would have done that no matter what.
Okay, but she's not analyzing it this way.
No, but my problem is, I feel like she took everything bad and dwelled on the bad instead of looking at, oh, these people at one point tried to be my friend. Who was the tall Asian guy? He tried to be her friend, and she, like, ripped him apart in front of the school, and he never did anything wrong.
He tried to be her friend after showing up with that dude that tries to sexually
harass her. He has a group of
but
friends.
Again,
you know what?
You feel ganged up
on. She's also friends with people who aren't that cool. Like, she's friends with Jessica still, even though Jessica slapped her. Like, I'm sorry. Sometimes guys in high school, he even came up to her and tried to make her feel better after that happened.
Oh, so now you know guys in high school?
And
he also was there with the douchey person before.
He told her, sometimes you bring some of this on yourself, and I think that's true. She really judged other people and then got mad when they judged her.
Exactly.
Alright, well, y'all can think whatever you want. Y'all can be as callous as you want. This is a cult classic with great writing and great scenes.
It doesn't have good writing.
I'm sorry, it doesn't have great writing. It doesn't. She walks throughout the whole city and magically appears at Bryce's house.
They all live in the same neighborhood. Why do you act like...
So she magically walks the whole entire town, and she sees the green light like Great Gatsby, and it calls to her.
Yes.
And so she goes to the party, knowing that it was Bryce, and knowing 24 hours removed that Jessica got raped.
Why do you guys act like? Why do you guys act like you can't just walk to your friend's house? She showed up to the house and she saw some camaraderie, and they were like, "Hey, come over here."
Camaraderie.
Yeah. Again, she's feeling down.
You know who said come over here? The guy that she saw rape another girl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No,
yeah. Bryce
came.
No,
Bryce wasn't in the tub.
Yeah, Bryce was like, "Oh wow, I can't believe Hannah Baker finally made it to one of my parties." That was Bryce who said that.
That was later. She showed up and they're all in the tub. Four
she saw Bryce first.
No, Bryce wasn't there.
She didn't see Bryce first.
Yes, she did.
No, she didn't.
He said, finally, Hannah comes to my party.
Bryce shows up. Yeah, he says that once everyone leaves the tub.
She goes through a huge crowd of people first.
Yes.
Then she leads her way to the backyard and sees Bryce and everybody in the hot tub.
No, Bryce isn't even in the hot tub. The 4 people are in the hot tub.
Regardless of who she saw first, the fact that she goes to that house knowing that she feels that way.
Okay. Again, I'm not trying to blame.
Well,
I know
go ahead and blame the victim. Y'all can blame the victim all day.
I'm not blaming it, but I am allowed to criticize what I think and what I don't like. I'm sorry. First of all, I can't help but be super angry at Hannah for letting a girl get raped and just standing there and not doing anything, and then making Justin feel bad when she did something worse. She was in the actual room and didn't even try to stop it. And then after it happened, she doesn't tell anyone that Bryce did this, so he can just go along and keep doing it to whoever else. And it sucks because the next person he did it to was her. Like, all of it was awful. And on top of that, I feel like her tapes is causing more stress and anxiety to all these other teenagers, and maybe probably one of the reasons that Alex killed himself. So all of this cycle continues because she decided to make everyone feel like it was their fault that she took her own life.
And that's why Clay tells us in the end, maybe we should be nicer to each other.
And that's my issue with the show.
That's also my issue with the show.
How is that an issue?
I'm sorry.
Everybody needs to be nice to each other.
Yes.
Come on, it's life. Ain't nobody out here praying for me. Ain't
Okay.
no one praying for me.
Yeah, we should be nicer, but I'm sorry, you being nice to someone shouldn't
People are
determine
nice.
whether or
That's
not
the problem, though.
that shouldn't determine whether someone kills themselves.
The defining theme of that story was, we just need to be nice to each other. We need to start caring. I'm sorry.
Again, I don't think how much. I don't think
about anybody.
you guys don't realize. I think you guys are just getting old and grumpy and.
If I'm getting old and grumpy,
No,
call me out
no.
of it.
As a teenager, at that age, your thoughts aren't rational. I promise, being nice to someone around that time really could change. I'm not saying you're at fault if you're not nice, but it could. And at the end of the day, shouldn't we be trying? That's it.
No.
That's it.
Here's the thing.
That's it.
Yes, we should all be nice to each other, but that's not going to be what saves someone. What's going to save someone is if they get treatment, if they get help, if they, get medicine, if they actually talk to someone and get professional mental help. I'm sorry, they never address that, and I feel like that sucks. Like, if you're going to talk about suicide, can you please talk about the fact that if someone's dealing with mental issues, depression, bipolar, whatnot, they don't address that on the show. They just say be nicer to someone. That's a band-aid solution. It's not a real way to solve this.
Okay.
They are officially making a season 2.
Yes, this is true.
They're making a season 2. This is news to me. What's going to be happening?
What do you mean? There's a lot of unanswered questions, Sandy.
Well, no. Essentially, you guys know that y'all don't think that Tyler might have shot Alex, but there's a theory that Tyler is going to shoot everybody because
I believe that.
At the end, he goes into his photo room. He goes into his photo room and he has all the pictures of everybody that was on the tape, and he takes down Alex's photo.
So maybe he just shot him.
He already got him. In his room, that he has a huge case full of guns, full of bullets. So
this is what I think.
up with
I
that?
feel when I saw that, I was thinking that he took off Alex because he was going to spare him because because when he took down his picture, he remembers that a lot. My only problem was I feel like they didn't address the real underlying issues that causes suicidal thoughts. I feel like that's really something they should have talked about, and they didn't. So I feel like if they do address it in the second season, I will be happier, and I might give the show a higher score.
okay then.
I keep my ratings as it is.
Well, what?
Essentially, this second season, there's rumors will be about Tyler.
The Hannah's going to come back. My girl!
No.
Okay.
It's essentially going to be about Tyler.
I wouldn't mind a spin-off where Hannah comes back as a ghost and she torments the hell out of everybody. That would be comedy gold, ladies and gentlemen.
I really am sad that Hannah died. It sucks. Like,
yeah, I think it's very sad.
it really makes me, and that's why I get the scene where she kills herself. It's like it makes me so sad, but at the same time, I want to yell at her. Like, why are you so stupid? Like, why are you doing this? It makes me sad. I wish she hadn't died and she would have just been in a coma right now. But
oh, that would be a great storyline, and then she would wake up again and she'll tell everybody, you did all this.
That was the original storyline. That's what the writer originally wanted. But he said that if he had let her live, in the story, then it wouldn't have that big of a story that he wanted. So that's why he wanted her to kill herself.
I do think, like I said, I feel like there's a lot. Alex possibly being suicidal. Remember earlier in the season, he dropped himself in the pool and kind of let himself float. On many occasions, he said, I don't have anything left. I don't have anything to live for. I don't care. Let the tapes come out. There were all these signs that he was suicidal, but we didn't see them, and neither did everyone else. But that's the point. Nobody knows that someone's suicidal until after after. So all the stuff that happened to Hannah, like, no one would have known that until it happens. And that's my point. Like, teenagers shouldn't be responsible for picking up on clues that their friend might be or their classmates might be suicidal. You have too much stuff going on in your own life. That's my That's why I don't think just being nice and watching out for someone should be the message, because we can't handle that burden. Like, nobody knows. You're too busy with your own life to figure out what's happening with someone else and to second guess what they're doing. You can't always be thinking, oh, someone said they were sad today and that everything's pointless. That means they're suicidal. Oh, someone said that they just got, beat up at a party and they're suicidal. Or, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I didn't like the message of the show. I felt like they're putting too much of the burden on us to save other people, when they also need to address just mental illness and treatment itself.
I agree, and I feel like, especially with this day and age, when you have words, you have slangs where people should be like, "Kill yourself, go die in a hole, go kill yourself." That word is thrown so loosely nowadays.
And it's true, because
you're right.
This show itself, now everyone's joking. Welcome to your tape. Welcome. So everyone's joking about suicide.
It's a meme-tastic meme, but at the end of the day, you have to understand, like, teenagers nowadays, everything is thrown out so loosely. You really can't take everybody at their word.
You guys are forgetting your teenage years. You guys were stupid. And teenagers now are talking about suicide more than they were talking during my generation. Whether it's playing around or whether it's not, the topic is at least being brought up. Stop being old prudes and shut up.
Well, actually, there are some studies that say conversations about having...
Excuse me.
Okay, I have a question for you guys. Okay, let's break down some of our favorite characters.
Break it down.
Break it down. Okay, Gracie, who was your favorite character?
Okay, I love Jeff.
I love Jeff too!
Jeff was a good character. I think Jeff was possibly the best character of the whole show. He was a nice guy. He tried to help Clay stop being a hopeless romantic. It was really great.
And I like it because in the book, he wasn't as big of a character as he was in the show. And I think that was a good choice.
That's good. Okay.
Okay, someone that I disliked, but I know Andy liked, Tony.
I thoroughly
love Tony.
That gay hidden closet Tony. That man right there, I would shake his hand if I saw him in real life. Let me tell you that.
I love Tony, bro.
Why?
Because he kept it real.
No, he didn't. My problem with Tony was that he was way too mysterious. Like, can you just tell us the answers? Like, you don't have to be so secretive.
Yo, man, if you need help, because you know how you is white people, you're over dramatic. I got you. And what did Clay say? No, I just help me. Oh, no. Like, no, dude. Like,
no, but he would be like, let me take you on this drive first, and then I'm going to tell you something really vague. Let me make you climb this mountain, and then I'm going to tell you something really vague. Oh, am I the reason Hannah killed herself?
No.
Yes. No.
Again,
and I don't like how he kept lying to Hannah's parents. I like Hannah's parents. I get their frustration. Sometimes they did things that I disagreed with. But I felt so bad for them. I think they're the real victims here. And I hated all the secrecy.
I don't think you understand, but Tony was following Hannah's rules.
Oh, so I'm going to listen to the girl who killed herself? Obviously, she wasn't in the right state of mind.
See, but, okay, and I don't like how you said that Tony says everything big. When he took Clay up that mountain, he told Clay, I was there when Hannah killed herself. Like, I saw everything.
And how many episodes did it take for us to get there? It took like 8 episodes for us to get there. Or, I don't know, 10. Okay, so a character I really liked a lot, but then I ended up disliking, is Zach. So I felt like at first I really liked Zach. He really was just like, he kind of came off as like a nice guy who maybe hung out with all these jock friends who weren't that nice, but he himself was a good person. I was all about him. I didn't think he deserved a tape. I was really mad that Hannah even sent him one because I was like, what did he do to you? He stole your notes? I don't understand. But anyway, but then in the last few episodes when Justin was going through all that stuff at home and he kept calling him and texting him and he would just completely ignore him, I hated that. I was like, damn, you are the crappiest friend. And then it made me dislike him, which sucks because I liked him a lot at first.
Wow. I didn't really care for Zach. That's just my opinion. I didn't really care for him. I didn't really care for most of the characters.
I'm not gonna lie.
Jeff.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually felt bad for Justin because out of all the characters, he actually was the one who had to deal with a lot.
I felt bad for Justin too. I really did.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe Justin gets the sympathy card.
What did you guys think about Jessica?
I felt bad for her
I have
because
mixed
she didn't deserve
reviews.
that to happen.
Yeah, I don't think she
I
deserved
feel
to
bad
get raped.
Well, no one
She
deserves
yeah,
to
she
get
didn't
raped.
deserve that at all.
Well, I know. I'm just
I
saying.
started crying when she finally told her dad.
Oh yeah, that was a very.
I was so happy when she finally did that. I was like, finally, someone's talking to their parents. This whole show is all these teenagers who refuse to tell their parents anything.
Which again, I believe the message of this story is rape culture. We need to be more open, regardless of how painful it is. I really do believe.
No, but that's what Leslie said.
About
Talking about it isn't going to change the fact that someone's going to rape. That's what Leslie said.
That's not what I
You
said.
said that about suicide.
I said that about suicide.
Oh,
I
but
didn't
rape
say
is
that.
different?
Rape is different.
Guys
I think
are going to rape regardless.
no. I feel like parents need to talk to their sons
You don't want
and
to talk to your
daughters.
parents.
But
I don't
no,
want to
no,
talk to
no,
my
no,
parents
no.
about my school problems.
I'm not talking to you right now. Parents need to talk to their young sons at a very young age and be really clear what consent is, what you
I
should
agree.
be doing.
I
And
agree.
then, because everyone always says, oh, we need to
We
teach,
need to have sex ed.
we need to tell girls how to protect it. Well, no, we need to tell guys not to rape. Sometimes you think that's obvious,
No,
but it's not obvious to some guys or some people.
I agree.
Some guys are
agree.
just stupid.
Exactly, so you need to
I
talk
agree.
to them.
But we can't, and that's the thing. We can't just keep saying, "Oh, well, them girls are stupid." Oh, well, them guys are stupid. No, it's you have people need to start learning. We need to start educating
Exactly.
America because ain't nobody praying for me.
I wanted to talk about Alex real quick.
Okay, talk about Alex real quick.
What did you guys think of him?
I had mixed feelings about Alex, to be quite honest.
Yeah,
I
I
really,
liked him. I also hated him. It was just I didn't. Yeah.
I really liked him. I still am kind of unclear as to why he might have tried to kill himself. I feel like maybe he had a real weird relationship with his father. Even that one time when he was trying to speed, it almost like he had a death wish. I don't know. Maybe he felt guilty about Hannah. Maybe he was sad about losing Jessica.
Yeah, he was very suicidal.
Also, I hated Courtney. Oh my
I
gosh,
hated Clay.
so much.
Oh, Courtney can go. Oh.
I hate Courtney too. I hated her rich pompous ass. My opinion though, I hated Clay. I hated his Dark Knight wannabe Batman try to false justice of America. I didn't like his ass at all. Clay pissed me the F off.
I had a love-hate
love
relationship
Clay.
with Clay. Love-hate with
I
Clay.
did have a love hate, but then at the end I was
Okay,
tired of
I agree with that.
I'm Batman. I'm Batman, and I need to have everybody atone for their sins. Come on,
What do you think, Gracie?
really?
I agree with you. I have a love-hate relationship with Clay.
I feel like sometimes I was like, can you just listen to all the tapes, Clay? Like, stop questioning everyone. Just listen to the tapes.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Paul
other
says
times-
he doesn't know everything.
Other times I felt where he was coming from. You know, he was in love and he tried to, oh my gosh, stupid Hannah for going off on him. But again, she was traumatized. But it sucks. Like, he tried to do the best he could. He was also shy himself. But then I didn't like his message at the end that like, oh, we all killed her. No, you didn't. Like, don't make yourselves believe that. That's not true. But yeah, Courtney's the worst. She was the worst because she literally had no sympathy for the girls who got raped. She kept saying, it's not true, it's not true. Obviously, everything she said about you was true, so you know there's a chance it's true, and you're still trying to hide it because of your own shame? Like,
hated Courtney.
messed up on so many levels.
I agree.
Hated Courtney.
Awful. Okay, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Again, I'm going to edit. I'm going to say this. If you were a 13 to 18-year-old, the greatest show on television of this generation, in my opinion. If you're a little bit more mature, if you're in your early 20s, late 30s, this show, if you look at it and you analyze it, you look back at these, and I'm sorry, maybe I sound like an old man already, but to me, some of the mistakes felt stupid, some of the mistakes felt common sense. I didn't quite enjoy it as much as other people did. So in that way, I'd have to give it a 6, but if I was a teenager, it would be a straight 9. Simple as that. Great show. Would I recommend it to somebody? Maybe. Be like, hey, did you watch 13 Reasons Why? Okay, cool. And leave it at that.
Okay.
And that's it.
Can I go? Yes?
You can go.
Yeah, okay. I love the show. That was a great show. Loved all the characters. And I can't wait for season 2. Can't wait to see what the story's going to be and how it's going to end.
Well then.
That's it.
I think it's a really good show. I think it comes off preachy sometimes, and
Yes,
it's
it does.
preaching the wrong message.
Mm-hmm.
I am looking forward to see where they're gonna go with it because I feel like they can still correct some of their problems. I do feel like some of the annoying things about Hannah were intentional. Like she was meant to be maybe sometimes an unreliable narrator. Sometimes she was a hypocrite.
That's true.
And again, I feel like she was a flawed person. She came to
She's
this
a horrible
decision.
MC.
It's sad what happened to her, and it sucks. And I wish it would have been different. And if anything, maybe that's what you're supposed to feel after suicide. Like you're frustrated. Like why did it have to happen this way? There's all these ways you could have corrected, but what happened happened. I just want the show to address the real underlying health issues and not just being nicer to people because that's a band-aid, and we need a bigger solution.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Does the outsider want to say any final thoughts?
9.3, greatest cult favorite of the last decade.
I enjoyed our spirited debate.
Well then, with that notion, we will leave you from all of us here.
This has been Gen YZ, a.k.a.
The Fam Bam!
The Bam Bam!
Bam Bam!
Bam Bam!
I'm A Styles, it's your boy.
I'm Leslie LC. 1, 2, 3.
Be supreme!
I'm Gracie!
With that, ladies and gentlemen, if we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. It's
Hasta
time,
luego.
America.
I like it when you do that.
We're ending this show. They don't pay me enough for this. Next time we're doing it
Okay.
live. Fuck it, we